said he would release the Epstein file. He ran for office. He became president of the United States. I believed him. I believed that he earnestly wanted to release those files. Yes, Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein. How could he not? They're both from New York. They both lived in Palm Beach, Florida. Okay, and we know all those stories. I don't have to go into those. Do I believe that Trump was one of the guys with the younger underage girls? No, I don't believe that. Okay? That's just, I don't think that's Trump's style at all. Hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Okay? But folks, when did he change his mind? You all know that I'm a former gangster. You also know that I'm the Hollywood fixer. So it all began, okay, my belief, okay, I could be wrong. Agent Orange, thank you, my friend. I could be wrong, but I think it began. Remember, the first prime minister of any country that visited Trump when he got into office was Benji Netanyahu from Israel. That's when I think Trump changed his mind, because that's when he was told about these people who were in there and their name. These are big money people that are controlled by Benji Netanyahu, however you say his name. So that's my theory on that. Now, as we all know, we've been going through this thing. Pam Bondi, I got him on my desk. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, okay, and nothing, okay? Of course, that had to happen after a talk with President Trump, okay? And Cash Patel and Bongiorno, the same thing with all of them, okay? Hey, you say Prime Minister BB is short for Ori, for short Ori? Hey, Will, glad to see you here, my friend. How's Italy? Oh, Trump's definitely going to sign. Definitely, no question about it. Look at all we had to go through. Trump's going to sign, and then his DOJ has got to release the file. So here we are, folks. We've gone through all this here. 11 months of it we've been going through. And we've been lied every time we turn around. And now here it is. 11 months later, Trump's going to sign the bill that goes back to his DOJ to release the file. Okay? His DOJ. That's Pam Bondi again. Okay? Now, you hear so many times, oh no, we're not releasing the names because we don't want to, because of the victims. They use the victims. But remember something. It's the victims who want those names released. We know who the victims are. Most of them came out. You have to feel sorry for these girls. But they don't feel sorry for them. They don't care. They're more concerned about the names of the multi-billionaires that are on, that went with Epstein and went with underage girls. Darlene, I said that Trump will sign. I didn't say I don't think he will not. All right, Trump will definitely sign it. All right, but what information are we going to get? I think the world wants to see justice come for those victims. I'm for those victims. All right, they deserve justice. from those men that did all those nasty things to them. Okay? You're right, Virginia. Look, and I'm for the victims, folks. Now, there's something you don't know. I go back to Jeffrey Epstein, all right? Back in the early days when he got that sweetheart deal from Acosta, okay? Who was the head of the Florida U.S. Attorney's Office. Remember that deal? Okay? How was I involved? There was a gentleman, and he passed away very early. He was a very dear friend of mine. He was an investigative reporter by the name of John Connolly. I've known John, well, I can't remember, 35 years, 40 years, all right? Something like that there. And John was investigated for Vanity Fair magazine. And he was down in New York, and he was in Florida. He was from New York. He was investigating Jeffrey Epstein. And he was looking for victims. And he asked me if I could help him. Ironically, because I got somebody very close to me who lives in the West Palm Beach, Florida area, okay, who happened to go to school with a couple of these victims. So I was able to come up with a couple of names for him. He went out and interviewed. He did stories on it. John Connolly, okay? He wrote the book Filthy Rich with James Patterson, which is all about Epstein. I don't hear none of these other pundits giving any credit to John Connolly. John died a couple years ago, okay? He was a real man. All right, you can read about John. He wrote a blurb for the back of my book, all right? I'll read it to you. Orlando Ori Spado has been a thorn in the side of the Los Angeles field office of the FBI for almost 2 decades before they finally took him down. Accidentally or not, Ori was a quintessential mob character, complete with a pinky ring and a slow, steady, deliberate voice, whether speaking with friends or foes. But like so many other good fellas, he was set up by a friend's son. You will have to read the book to find out who set him up. Enjoy. John Connolly, author, New York Times, best-selling true crime book, Filthy Rich. So, folks, if you're interested in Jeffrey Epstein, you want to know about the early days, what happened in Florida, get that book. I have it here, okay? I urge you to get it, all right? So, now isn't it funny how all this began? Trump was going to release and went to his DOJ. Nothing happened. Then it goes to Congress. It goes to the Senate. Okay? And now they vote. And it's right back on Donald Trump's. All right? He signs it. And it goes right back to his DOJ. Do you see the complete circle that they brought us? They brought us right around and control every single move of this thing. I feel sorry for the victim. They deserve to have those people who essayed them, molested them, and all that there, those wealthy individuals, they should be indicted and brought to trial for their wrongs. But will they? No. Because they got money. Our justice system It's not for the people with money. Our justice system is for the people with no money. And that's why our prisons and our jails are so full. Why do I say it was Netanyahu who changed Trump's mind? Let me explain. I've seen a lot of people in my lifetime who had their mind set up and wanted to do things, but eventually it got changed. All right? All right? Somebody asked me if Clinton and Trump are in the titles. Yeah, they're both in the files. Okay, what they did, I don't know. Okay, will we know? I don't think so. I just don't think they're going to tell us. It's going to be redacted. Names are going to be left out. Okay, here's Bondo. We will follow the law on Epstein. Bondi is so full of it, I can't take her no more. Okay? Yeah, it's us people who vote for put these people in office only to screw us. That's it, folks. Wake up to reality. All right? Now, I was telling you, how do I know? Because I was a Hollywood fixture. I made a lot of people change their minds on certain things in life. Once you understand what the whole situation is, it wasn't difficult for me. Okay? Maybe for some others it might be. Yeah, the woman should be giving these names out too. That's a good one, Will. Okay? Why aren't the women releasing the name? They could be sued. I don't know. They say they could. Okay? But look at they could become unalive too. All right? They're afraid. These women were victims. And you got to understand, when it comes to these women who've been abused, they're in fear. That fear is real. I feel sorry. They live in that fear all their life. This is why you see so many people, they get abused or they get raped or something. They don't go forward because they're afraid. They're in fear. We see what happened. What's that one gal who they say she committed suicide? One of the victims. She wrote the book. Okay? Hey, let me tell you something. Bondi is so far up President Trump's butt, I don't know how she could breathe. Okay? I mean, she's up there with a lot of others, too. Okay? She doesn't do anything without asking President Trump. Okay? Take this investigation with Comey. I don't know what's going to happen, all right? But you know what? I think Comey's going to beat it, all right? I think Comey could beat that one, all right? Trump is not going to veto it, Joe Child. Trump is going to sign it because he already knows it's been redacted. It's been scrubbed. Names have been taken out. We're not going to get them. I'll be shocked. Okay? You're right, Darlene. They have kids. They have families. They want to try to get on with their lives. But they will live the rest of their lives with that scar and the knowledge of the people who did those nasty things to them. All right? Folks, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please do, okay? And, hit that like button, okay? Don't cost you a nickel to hit that like button, all right? All his allies have been taken off. Yep. Yeah, look, you got Clinton, Obama, you got so many names on this list. It's going to be something. Well, we'll know tomorrow. Trump will sign it tonight. Right now, he's busy with other foreign people. He's more interested in what's going on in other countries, and he's talking about all the trillions of dollars he's bringing to this country. You and I will never see a penny of that. I don't care how many trillion he brings this country. Okay? You and I will never see one single penny from it. What good is it doing you and I? I go to grocery stores. I'm sure you go to the grocery store. President Trump does not go to the grocery stores. All right? We are paying for Donald Trump to eat. We're paying for his chef who buy the food at the White House or at Mar-a-Lago or wherever. All right? Trump doesn't even know what a grocery store looks like inside. Okay? You and I do because we go to eat. And I'm sure there's a lot of things you cannot afford no longer because I can't afford a lot of things in there. All right? I remember when you spend $100 in a grocery store, all right, you get enough food and produce and meats and everything, enough for feed a family for a week. You can't do that no more. $100, you get nothing. You're lucky if you get one bag of groceries for $100. Now, this flip-floppy government's not going to stop, and it doesn't make a difference, Republican, Democrat, or anybody. Okay? You know, folks, I wasn't going to come and do a live show today, all right, for various reasons. You know, I do a live show here on YouTube, trying to build up a network there so that it's worth my time, all right, to come here to do a show, all right? But I understand you got to wait till you get 50, 75,000 subscribers. I don't know if I'll be alive by that time that ever comes, okay? All right? But I can go on TikTok and get 4,000 people in a room, which I'm going to be doing right after this show, okay? I'll be telling my friends on TikTok. Same thing here that I'm telling you. So, my son said, Pops, you got to concentrate on one platform. So know that I'm thinking of it, and I don't know which one. I try to come here because I made a lot of friends. I like the people here. And oh, Rhino, you work good, so you don't look for handouts. I don't look for handouts either, okay? But sometimes you need it. Some people need it. Our times, we're living in one of the worst times and I could ever remember. And I will be 80 years old in less than a month, 81, okay? I've been around a long time. All right, folks, I wanted to share that with you because it's all you hear on the news. It's all garbage. But I had to share my thoughts about that there, okay? Because I know exactly who and what Jeffrey Epstein was. And so does the rest of the world. And trust me, I don't believe for one moment that he unalived himself. No way, no how. Okay? 50 years ago, my friend Robbo, thank you. All right? 50 years ago, what a great country this was. Okay? I was 30 years old. I was hustling. I was making money. Interest rates were good. Interest rates were higher than they are today. But incomes and prices you could shop, everything was much better. And 50 years ago, we didn't have these cell phones. These cell phone, computer, all this technology will be the destruction of the world. Yeah. Okay? See, we talked to people. We knew our neighbors. We ate with our neighbors. We played with our neighbors. We went to school with them. We knew everybody. Our doors, you could go to bed at night and leave your door unlocked. Not today, you can't do that. Yeah, Robo, it was so much better 50 years ago. Okay? I speak about that often. I hope that helped you, Robo. Thank you. Robo, am I saying it? Rob Camo X. Okay? Folks, I want to thank you all for coming here today. I'm not going to stay here a long time. Okay? Hi, Queen Lear. How are you? You know, it seems like the longer I stay, the more people to come. Okay? And, you know, I like to be just who I am. I tell you the truth. I don't bullshit you. I give you the facts. Okay? But people don't want. People want to be lied to today. Yeah. I see YouTubers who have 500,000 subscribers, and they lie and lie and lie. But I guess they're good actors. Okay? And maybe that's why you like them and you like lies. Okay? And I'm talking about the people who go and subscribe to them. You know? Now, if you say what party you support, neighbor, family will disown you. You're correct. Okay? You are correct. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you. All right? Yeah. That's the kind of world we live in. You tell them who you voted for, your neighbors don't want to talk to you. Your brother don't want to talk to you. Your sister don't want to talk to you. All right? Back in those days, folks, you know, the Republican Democratic Party were so different. It was the Republican, it was the Democratic Party that helped all the people. And now it's the Republican Party doing it. Have you seen the reverse? I seen the reverse. Now, the Democrats, they're nothing but a bunch of crybabies. Crybabies. They cry every day. Every time you turn on a TV, they're crying. Thank you, Robo Man, for subscribing. I appreciate that, buddy. All right? Thank you, Harry Love. How are you, buddy? I was listening to somebody send me another YouTuber. He's doing good. Some old man, can't remember his name. He's got a farm, but he's got like 80-something thousand subscribers. You know, he's making several thousand a month from YouTube. I don't know exactly what he does. He's a good talker. He got cancer. I was listening to him about how you make money on YouTube. Okay? And you don't make money until you get 50 You gotta have at least 50,000 subscribers before you're gonna be making any money here. I make about $1.75 to $2 every time I do a live show on YouTube. $1.75 to $2. That's a day. What can you buy for that? I go back when a cup of coffee was 10 cents. Okay? 10 cents. And we used to I would order a regular coffee. Okay? And you know what a regular was in those days? A regular was cream and 2 sugars. Give me one regular. If you want a black, you say black. Okay? All right? But that's how I used. Now today I drink it black. Okay? Yeah, folks, today, everybody's into politics and, and people vote. Back in the old days, people read more. We had more newspapers. You got accurate news, you got good news, you got good reporting. We don't get that today. All we have are pundits. They're not newsmakers. Go to CNN, Fox, MSNBC. Those are not newscasters. They are pundits giving you their opinion. You're right, my friend. Both parties need to be overall. Right? Even melody is dying in modern music. Everything. The music is not as good as it was in the old days. Movies are horrible nowadays. Last night I was trying to find a movie. I went to Netflix. I went to Amazon. I would see a movie. Oh, this looks interesting. And then I watch about 3 minutes. I go, not for me. Okay. And I do that constantly. And I must have gone through, I'm serious, 10 to 12 different movies before I shut my TV off. And I couldn't find a movie to watch. And folks, I got this Amazon stick my son got me. I get thousands and thousands of different stations, and I can't find nothing. Because the creativeness that went together back in the day to make a good movie is no longer here. They took that away. Wayne, I was in the United States Army, 25th Infantry Division under General Westmoreland. Proudly served my country. And you're a veteran, Wayne. Thank you for your service. Folks, every time you see a soldier, a veteran, thank them for their service, because you have no idea what we sacrifice to give the freedom that we do enjoy in this country. It's the soldiers. It's the guys in the Navy, the Air Force, no matter what size, the Marines, no matter what branch of the military. You know something? Veterans Day, which was a couple weeks ago, I went and did a live show, at the Veterans Cemetery. Bringing you around, giving names of young men who died to sacrifice their life so we can have our freedom. Folks, I haven't gotten 300 views on it. Not 300. Folks, I could have gotten more than 300 people in person in the old days to come with me. Okay? That shows you how much patriotic people that we really have in this country. It shows you that we don't have the people who read. People were smarter in the old days. Check it out. You know how many young kids do not read or write today? No, darling, we'll never ever Walter Cronkite, Jerry Dunphy, none of those people anymore. Folks, it's terrible. All right? We live in a country someday. Hey, I wrote a book. I did fairly well because I worked hard at it, okay? Even at my age, I keep working every day. I keep trying to think of things to do, okay? I'm not ready to leave this earth. So get used to me, because I'm going to stick around. Thank you, folks, for joining me. Everybody have a great day. God bless you. Take care.